Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Today, we are doing NHL trade deadline, or the route to the trade deadline, and the deadline day deals graded. So here are my quick thoughts. Let's get on TSN Trade Center, Trade Tracker. Head down here. Hello, James Duthie. I'm sure you had an okay day, Trade Center this time. Couple deals a bit early, but hey, it is what it is. All right, let's start with the most recent one. So, I'm not going to lie, it's just one of those deals that needs to happen between LA and Winnipeg Jets. Do I think there's a winner? No. Do I think it's just a team trade? That's all I'm going to say. All right, cool. Anaheim Ducks, Vegas Golden Knights, got the Donov second-round pick in 2023. Going to Anaheim for John Moore and the contract of Ryan Kessler. Anaheim receives Vegas' second-round pick in either 2023 or 2024 NHL draft. Here, the Vegas Golden Knights take on an LTIR, so they get some more cap space. Got you there. It cost them a second-rounder. It cost them Dadonov. He had a decent cap hit there. However, this has gone to the NHL and NHLPA because Dadonov said Anaheim was not on his no-trade list that he submitted to Ottawa back in the day before he was moved to the Golden Knights. Will this trade actually go through at the making of this video? It has, but will it be rescinded? What's the repercussions for it? Who knows? Grading the trade right now, I like it for the Ducks because you got that second-round pick. I like it for the Golden Knights because he got out of the Dadonov's contract. You took on an LTIR, so that helps out when Mark Stone comes back as well. Plus, short up the D there with John Moore. Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, this trade is similar to the first one. It's just one of those trades that teams move a contract in and out just to fit under the cap, etc. Victor Rask goes to Seattle. Minnesota, future considerations. For future considerations, ain't got a clue what that means. No one really does. It's up in the air. Victor Rask goes to Seattle, and Seattle just needs bodies, and Minnesota needed to move out a body, which they did here with Victor Rask. It hasn't been what the Wild wanted him or expected him to be after making that trade back in the day with Carolina. Winnipeg Jets. I like this trade for both Winnipeg and New York. So New York gets Andrew Kopp and a 2023 sixth. Winnipeg Jets get Barron, 2 seconds and a fifth. 2 conditional second-round picks. One of the second-round picks can turn into a first if the Rangers win 2 rounds in the playoffs and Kopp plays 50% of the playoff games, which he will. The other second-round pick can be Winnipeg's option 2022 or 2023. When I first read this, I was like, oh my God, New York got... Oh, it's Andrew Kopp. Andrew Kopp and Adam Lowry get mixed up all the time. I'm going to be honest with you. And I was like, when I first read it, I was like, holy crap, no way. And I was like, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Adam Lowry. Overall, though, I still think it's a good move by the Rangers. That East is getting deep. Those teams are really packing on the players. New York need to get into there as well. Winnipeg, it doesn't look like they're going to make the playoffs. They get some good picks, and they're building for the future there as well. Next up, we got Riley Nash going to Tampa Bay for future considerations. It's just a body, someone with playoff experience, someone who can fill in on the fourth line. Unlikely to play like every game, but can slide in there as well. Defensively reliable. In my opinion, he's a bit too slow for the league now, but hey, Tampa Bay makes everything work. Michael McNevin goes to the Ottawa Senators for future considerations from the Calgary Flames. Again, that's a contract thing there. Calgary Flames get Ryan Carpenter for a 5th-round pick. This is just a depth move for Calgary, just feeding bodies just in case for injuries in the future. Dallas Stars pick up Nemestikov from Detroit for a 4th-round pick. Detroit had a good start to the season, then they've really faltered. And you get a pick for a guy that was likely to go. Dallas Stars, there's no salary retained here, which surprised me a little bit. But it's a guy who can go, he can fill into your third line and move up the lineup as needed for Dallas as they push for the playoff spot. Carolina pick up Max Domi and Inamoto. Hirschuk goes to Columbus. Columbus wants a decent player. Max Domi wasn't going to sign with Columbus. In this, there's a third team. Florida Panthers get Korshkov from Carolina and a 2022 sixth-round pick from Columbus and retain 25% of Domi's total contract. We could have Florida versus Carolina in the final, and Florida's paying for part of Domi's contract to play for Carolina. I like the move for Carolina, just adds to that forward group. Domi's had a up and down year, kind of up and down tenure with the Blue Jackets. Maybe with a nice system with Rob Brendamore there, he can really find his place in Carolina. I know people wanted Domi in Toronto. I just didn't see the fit financially. You can fit here in Carolina. Next up, Philadelphia Flyers pick up a fourth-round pick for Derek Brassard to the Edmonton Oilers. Again, Edmonton Oilers are just looking for a depth centerman. Flyers retain 50%, get a fourth-round pick out of it. Good. I'm surprised Philadelphia didn't try to get like a third round or something like that just because of what Derek Brassard has brought in the past. But, Philly's not the best at trades, are they? Anyway, next up, you got the Pittsburgh Penguins picking up Rickard Rakell. I think he's going to look great in a Pens jersey. I think he's going to be just a great addition. I love it. I love it for Pittsburgh. Give up the 2022 second rounder, Zach Aston Reese, Dominic Simone. They give up Klang as well in net, so Anaheim just shores up some goalie depth throughout their system. Simone can go right into the Ducks lineup. Reese can go right into the Ducks lineup. However, Pittsburgh, this is good. This is good for them. We'll go back through at the end. I'll give the grades for each trade for each team here. Vancouver then gets a fourth. Rangers take Tyler Mott. The way everything was going, I thought Mott was going to be worth a second-round pick, but Rangers got him for a fourth. I think that's a win there. San Jose get Potato. New York gets Merkley. And again, it's just New York gathering players for hopefully a long playoff run for them. San Jose shoring up some defense there as they've lost some leading into this trade deadline. Andrew Hammond becomes a Devil. This is just a move with Jake Allen coming back. No need for Hammond. Sanford to Winnipeg for a fifth. I really like this pickup for the Jets. I think Sanford fills in some gaps, for example, with Kopp leaving. So they picked him up beforehand, and that's allowed them to move Kopp. Johan Larsson goes to Washington Capitals for a third-round pick. I really like that third-round pick. I don't know if it's quite high or not, but Johan Larsson can play. Helps Washington depth-wise. Cogliano to Colorado for a 2024 fifth. I've always liked Andrew Cogliano. He's gone up there in age, but I'm not going to lie, anyone's going to be able to fit in Colorado now. St. Louis Blues, Leddy, Witowski. They give up Wallman, Sundqvist, and a second. I like Oscar Sundqvist. I do. I like how he plays. A second rounder, Detroit getting that as well. I think Detroit might have won this deal. Nick Leddy, though, he can skate. He has experience, and he'll fit right into that St. Louis D group. Justin Barron and a 2024 second went to Montreal for Arturi Lehkonen. Yes, they got a second-round pick for Lehkonen plus Barron. Montreal, you did really well here, and Lehkonen is going to fit in nicely with Colorado. You'll fit in better than Cogliano there. This team's already stacked. Now you're getting this guy as well. My God. Nathan McKinnon's already hungry and is ready for a Stanley Cup, and now he's just getting the backup needed in that third and fourth line. Lehkonen, good move by both teams. This is a win-win here for me. Senshin, finally gone from Boston after, what was he drafted? Was it 13th, 14th, or 15th? I don't know. In that where Boston had three in a row and it just didn't work out. But he's in Ottawa. He's going to get a chance to play. They get a fifth-round pick as well. Josh Brown, and a seventh-round goes the other way. Boston, it's a swap. It's a refresh for both players. Brett Kulak to the Edmonton Oilers. The big thing is that second-round pick, seventh round. Brett Kulak got you a second-round pick, plus a player, plus a seventh. All right. But hey, Ben Sherratt got them two first. So Montreal's like, this is what you need to give me, and I'll give you this player. Touche, Montreal. Edmonton, their defense does get better, and it's not that hard. They just add any player, and their defense is going to get better. LA, Nashville, again, just another let's say, reset there. Braun to the New York Rangers. That's good for a third-round pick. Just shoring up the blue line there. Nice right-handed D. Alex Biega goes to Nashville. Future considerations go back to Leafs. Leafs are open up contracts. I think with that move, it was to 48 contracts. Middleton goes to Minnesota for Kaukonen and a fifth. I think San Jose said they wanted like a first or something like that for Middleton. I think a nice goalie instead will work. I think it fits for both teams. Great for both teams. When this move happened, I'm like, ooh, is James Reimer leaving as well? No. But I like it, and Minnesota getting that defender. Chicago Blackhawks get a 2022 first-round pick for Marc-Andre Fleury. I thought I read it was a second-round pick. Chicago's 2022 second-round pick is conditional and becomes a first-round pick if Minnesota makes it to the conference final and Fleury wins 4 games in the first 2 rounds. So that's it. Literally, it's he wins a series, and Chicago gets a first. If not, it's a second. I like it. Like it for Chicago, and I love it for Minnesota, and that's why they were able to move Kaukonen out of there. Talbot and Fleury as your goalies ain't bad at all. Mark Johansson goes back to Washington Capitals. Daniel Sprong goes the other way, which I thought he's played all right this year. A 4th-round pick and a 6th-round pick as well. Kraken retain 50% of Johnson's cap hit, and that's why you get that 4th, the 6th, and Sprong because of the salary retention. 4th-round pick to the Winnipeg Jets for Brian Little and Nathan Smith. Coyotes just need to get to the cap floor. Here you go. Here's Brian Little. Nathan Beaulieu for a 7th-round pick. I don't know how much he's going to play for Pittsburgh here. Winnipeg Jets didn't need him in their lineup. Sure, have a go. See how you do, Nathan, in Pittsburgh. Who knows? Pittsburgh somehow gets it right with all these reclamation projects maybe, or guys you haven't really heard of. Could happen here. Mason Appleton goes back to Winnipeg for a 4th-round pick. I always liked Mason Appleton. He looked good with the Jets. He always would score or be a nuisance against the Leafs. Good pickup to get him back. Jack McBain going to Arizona for a 2nd-round pick. I like it. I do like it. Arizona gets their guy, and they only give up a 2nd-round pick, and they have a plethora of those. Good for both teams because Jack McBain didn't want to be a Minnesota Wild. Scott Wedgwood goes to Dallas as a backup goalie there. It's just an extra 10D there as they fight for that playoff spot. 4th-round pick goes to Arizona. Lozon goes to Nashville for a 2nd-round pick. I like Jeremy Lozon. Seattle Kraken are just giving away everyone. I'm surprised I didn't get more for this, the way the market was going. Jeremy Lozon can fit right in there with the Nashville Predators. Tampa Bay Lightning get Nick Paul for Matthew Joseph and a 4th-round pick. I think this was actually a wash. I like Nick Paul. I liked how he played in Ottawa. He's not going to score much, but Tampa Bay is obviously gearing up for that. Okay, who do we need? We need like our Cirelli, Goudreau, etc. type. Nick Paul could be the next person. Matthew Joseph, he's going to get time at Ottawa. He's going to get time to shine and maybe even some top 6 minutes there. Travis Dermott was done well by the Leafs. It just wasn't working out. He's going to get playing time in Vancouver. And Vancouver only gives up a 2022 3rd-round pick. But we all know basically it was Travis Dermott getting traded to Vancouver and Vancouver just upgrading it for Hamonic because they just gave Hamonic to Ottawa for a 3rd and then Toronto gets a 3rd. Dermott for Hamonic, 100% all day, every day for Vancouver there. Troy Stetcher goes for a 7th-round pick to the LA Kings. I thought he would go for more, if I'm going to be honest with you, or at least a higher round pick. There you go, Travis Hamonic for that 2022 3rd. Absolutely ridiculous. What do you think in Ottawa? Does Pierre Maguire, did he have any impact on that trade? Because just got a bad player for a lot. And then here we go. Mark Giordano, Colin Blackwell for 2 seconds and a 3rd. And oh, yes, Toronto. You didn't want to give up that first. You said you wouldn't. You got a depth forward there. You can play left wing. You can play right wing. You can play center if you need. Mark Giordano. He's a Toronto boy. He gets to reunite with TJ Brody. Ooh, that's nice. I love this move. I love it. Panthers get Robert Hagg for a 6th-round pick. I thought Buffalo might have been able to get more for Robert Hagg here. With Ekblad hurt, Florida's just getting some depth there for that 7/8 D, just in case there's injuries. Florida, Giroux, a 5th. Bunnaman, Rubtsov. But the big thing is Tibbet, a 1st and a 3rd. For all that, leasing by Florida. Owen Tippett looks good in the Philadelphia, ginger hair, ginger shirt. Speaking of a ginger, I know. He looks good there. The 2024 first, all right. But couldn't you have gotten more? Claude Giroux. Florida wins this. Hampus Lindholm, Curran, 1st, 2 seconds. More prospect. I love this for Anaheim. Holy crap, did Boston pay a lot. However, they signed Lindholm to the 8 by 6.5. Anaheim didn't want to go over 5 years. They were fine with the cap hit of 6.5. We will see. Right now, this looks great for Anaheim. And it looks good for Boston because you got him signed long term. This will be a deal that you go, we'll wait a few years and see what happens with that 1st and 2nd, etc. Obviously, Anaheim moved John Moore as well for Dadonov and that Dadonov deal. And we don't know about Dadonov, but the first and 2 seconds and the D prospect, I really like it by Anaheim. Minnesota gets Delorier for a 3rd-round pick. This is just a good depth move by Minnesota. Tampa Bay Lightning goes, I don't care about these first-rounders. Just top 10, protect them, please. 2023, 2024 first-rounders gone. Radish gone. A couple boys that are about the same age as Hagel. Hagel in 2/4. Hagel on pace for almost 30 goals, 60 points. It's a lot to give up. I'm glad Dubas didn't do this because I know it was like rumors that it was going to be Fleury and Hagel, but it was going to be 2 firsts, Nyes, and whoever else. I'm glad Tampa Bay did it. We'll see what happens, but he's right in there where that 3rd line. He's going to be like that 3rd line nuisance that helped Tampa Bay for the 2 years that they won the Stanley Cup. Kyle Yarncroc for a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 7th. Love the move by Calgary. Seattle getting a 2nd, 3rd, and 7th for him. Good move by them as well. Ben Chirot for Smilanic. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. A 1st and a 4th round pick. Oh yeah, Ben Chirot didn't go for 2 firsts. But still, a 1st round pick, a 4th, and a prospect for Chirot. It's not lottery protected either. Okay, Florida going all in there. I like this deal for Montreal because you never know, Maybe Barkov gets hurt, Huberdeau gets hurt, the goaltending just falters, and Montreal gets, a top 5, top 10 pick. Good move for an expiring contract. For Toronto for a 4th, Florida needed to open up space to fit all these new players. And New York gets a guy who can just plug right in there, your 3rd and 4th line. Tyson Yost for Nico Sturm. I like it. Big boy for the Colorado Avalanche there. Fill up that bottom 6. And Tyson Yost gets a new chance in Minnesota. And I can see him moving up into the lineup. Maybe getting a chance to play with some very special players in Minnesota. We'll keep going just to finish this up a little bit. Josh Manson for a 2nd-round pick in Helleson. Josh Manson's a good player, not a great player, but he's going to fit perfectly with Colorado because their D-core is already stacked. So you just add another depth player. Colorado has 10 NHL caliber defensemen. Anaheim get that 2nd-round pick in there as well. McNevin, future considerations, it's fine. Alex Stalock, future considerations. Okay, I'm surprised Toronto didn't try to do something like that, but they went for, the waiver route that failed. So that sucks. Leafs get Carter Hutton for future considerations. He's just 7th on the depth chart now. And we can just stop right there. Obviously, if you want, you can talk about Lyubushkin and Ritchie and Toffoli and all that. If we're going to stop there, let's just go Toffoli. Calgary paid a lot for him, but Toffoli's fitting in Calgary phenomenally, and he signed for a longer term. Lyubushkin is playing with Riley right now, so it's looking great. And Nick Ritchie looks like he's found his game, and it's only a 2025 2nd-round pick. Obviously, that is conditional. So, overall, winners and losers, grades, whatever you want to give it. To be fair, Florida, you've given up a lot of firsts, but you're going for it this year. High grades. Tampa Bay, giving it up, but hey, you've won it the last 2 years, and you have a window. High grade. I love what Toronto did. I'm glad they didn't overpay. High grade. Did any teams really fail here? I'm going to be honest. There's just one failure, And I think Seattle Kraken are quite crap on the ice and off the ice. I don't like their fantasy draft, and I don't like really what they've done here. I don't think they got what they could have gotten or wanted to get, and I think they just give in. They do just give in. Oh, is it already too late to let Seattle do a reset? Release the Kraken. Well, they're getting rid of everyone, and they're not getting much back, in my opinion, for it. That's it for me. There's NHL trade deadline. I guess as it wasn't really grades, it was just my quick thoughts. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. James Duthie. See you in 2023.